This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with Final Gentlemen. I'm glad to say we're joined by Ireland's pound for pound king, Tyrone McKenna.
Doesn't get old saying that.
It doesn't. I think I'm probably the one that's latched onto it, and you're probably going to tell the rest that here's the crack. If you're going to interview me, you have to announce me as my title.
That's it. Full title.
Definitely is. I probably would say, from what we've seen of this fight week, you've probably been more relaxed than you've probably ever been before. You know, I guess that back in the home environment, it's hard to believe it's 25 months, nearly 26 months since your last fight in Belfast.
It's crazy. Like, I didn't even realize that's a statistic until like a few days ago. I was just thinking about my last fight, and then I realized it was so long ago. And not only that, like the fight in front of a big crowd, it's been even longer. I mean, I think McConnell was my last big crowd as well against Jack Harrell.
And that was 3 years, just past 3 years.
So like it's been a long, long time. I'm just buzzing. I mean, I've always said that I'm better every time there's a bigger crowd, and I think this crowd's going to bring out the best of me. 8,000 fans that haven't been there the boxing show in 2 years. Myself, he hasn't fought in Belfast in over 2 years. So I just think it has the right ingredients for a great fight, a great night.
Definitely was. And I know obviously everybody's been, I know you're not going to get fed up with the word war, but everybody else listening to the interview is probably going to go, where is this guy going? Is he starting a third world war somewhere? You know, everything there's a war in. But obviously when we spoke to you previously, you know, you're supposed to be fighting Turov, and obviously you were predicting a war there. And like, you know, fair credit to you. You know, you mentioned obviously in the press conference yesterday, Jamie gave you a few names, and you went, I'll just take the toughest one that's there.
Yeah. You know? Well, there is a few reasons why I chose that. It's because I was worried if I didn't fight someone good, the belt wouldn't be on the line. So I did pick the hardest one because I knew the belt would be on the line as well. Probably would have got a belt on the line with the easier ones as well, but I do want to entertain people. I hate being a boring face. I hate after a fight reading comments and people saying I was a snooze fest and stuff like that, which is semi what I got after the O'Hara Davies fight, and it really annoyed me. So I seen him. I seen he had 39 wins and 30 KOs. I watched a bit of him, and the man loves a fight. So I love a fight. He loves a fight. Mexican v Irish. I think this is going to be an unbelievable scrap. Like I was just watching him there, and I was just like, fuck me. This is going to be toe-to-toe action, just non-stop bloodbath.
Like he I know obviously hurt. when
he gets hurt, but he comes back after he gets hurt, and like the fight I was watching, he looked good, and then he was getting hurt, and then he was looking good, and then he was getting hurt. The man is the Mexican Tyrone McKenna.
Was that the fight? I think he was. I think he would end up beating in points. I think he was down like 4 or 5 times.
I haven't watched that one yet, but no, it's when he got stopped actually in the 8th round or something. But it was such a fight up until then. Like it could have went either way.
It's you know, it gets me thinking, and obviously I have a question as well. You know, obviously you're fighting a Mexican. You're going to have a war. The only thing we haven't seen is you up to your antics yet in fight week. You know, obviously golden contract. He's obviously done the sword fighting. You know, you've obviously done the things for a golden contract. Have you anything planned for the way on, or like I think it was mentioned in the potty last night, I wouldn't be surprised if you come in the zip line, you know, in the Falls Park on Friday night.
That would actually be good, but no, to be honest, I don't know. I think the fight doesn't need a build up. It doesn't need that kind of fucking people to. I don't need to promote it that much because I genuinely believe it's going to be an absolute war. Like, and that's why I am relaxed this week. You said that I look so relaxed. It's because I know what's coming, what's happening. It's a war, and all and out war, and that's all it's going to be. Like, I don't have to worry about is he going to be moving? Is he going to be doing this or that? No, I know he's going to be standing there. I'm going to be standing there, and it's going to be a fight. So I'm relaxed because I know what's coming. I mean, my promo's coming out tomorrow. So that's the only entertainment that's probably I'm going to be bringing until the fight night.
Did Ali do this one again, did he?
No, he didn't do the last one either. A guy called Rory Maguire.
Yes.
He doesn't.
And obviously Ali got married. Was it yesterday or today as well? Just
Yeah,
came
I
out of
was,
the
I
blue
was
from
invited.
somewhere.
I was invited, but I couldn't go. Make him wait.
And we know what you were like at weddings as well with suits. Obviously, Chris Sutter nearly fell out with you for
Exactly.
dancing in your suit before.
That's right. Yeah. Suits our weddings a bit crazy with me, so better stay away from him.
It definitely does. Like, it's probably, I know the last 18 months have been obviously scary for people in some ways, obviously in careers and everything else, but most of 2021 you've been in camp. You know, obviously you're
I don't know.
training.
No, from January, I had been flat out training. I got myself up for a fight in April. Was in tip top condition, weight down, and then obviously the fight fell through. I had 10 days off, and then straight back down to double. I usually have about 4 or 5 weeks solid off training, and then in Dublin. But I had 2 or 10 days off straight down in Dublin, back sparring, back training for another fight. So literally this has been 8 months of training, 8 months of built up frustration that I'm going to be taking out in Felix on Friday.
And that's what it sort of was mentioned as well. Like 11 months, obviously, you know, you done enough to beat O'Hara Davis. Just obviously, judges going to see something different because you were on the back foot, you know, and you probably learn lessons sort of in some ways from that, where you're just going now, you know what, never worry about game plans. You're going to have a game plan to a certain degree. You're not just going to stand in the middle and
Yeah.
tie shoelaces with them and just go for it. But you'll have
No,
moments
no,
in the
well,
fight.
that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a war, but it's not going to be a willy-nilly stand there with no defense and throw punches. It's going to be educated pressure and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I've learned a lot from that O'Hara Davies fight. The judges don't appreciate boxing; they appreciate people going forward and more taking the fight to the fighter. So I'll just be the one on the front foot from now on. If that's what they want, that's what they get.
Falls Park will always be a bit different for you as well. Like even if you sort of even pretended to throw a punch, everybody's going to go mad as well, which obviously will help play a factor. You know, like
Can't wait.
but obviously it's going to help in that respect that you've 11 months of aggression to get of you, and what a better man and Jose Felix to be in the opposite corner. Probably unlucky in a way because he's Mexican, he loves to fight, but he's not going to be prepared for what the pound for pound king has for him.
No, that's it. I mean, he's saying all day, everyone's calling Tyrone the Mexican and all this, but he's not a proper Mexican. I don't want to be a Mexican. I'm going to show him that an Irish man's better than a Mexican. I don't need to. I know I've said it that I'm going to out Mexican the Mexican, but I take that back. I'm going to out Irish the Mexican. He's going to realize that we're the real Mexicans. We're the real men that throw non-stop and have bigger hearts than Mexicans and bigger balls than Mexicans. And whatever, I'll do whatever it takes to get the win.
And obviously the cart's still dangling there with the WBO and the Continental belt as well. This could be your last fight before you could potentially be fighting for world title as well. So you obviously have to sort of reel it back in and go focus on Felix for now. But Taylor and Catterall fight, what, September, October? Well, probably more October, November time. So the next time you could fight, you could be fighting for a vacant belt. You know, if we can get Josh just to vacate. Josh or Jack,
the
obviously.
thing. It's not a pipe dream. Like it's not something that it made like it actually could happen. Josh or Jack vacating straight away after they win the belt, and then there's a lot of vacant belts there. I mean, we've seen the likes of Lee Wood. He got a world title out of nowhere. So it does happen, these kind of things, and I can't see why it couldn't happen for me. In December time, January time, maybe fighting for a world title would be unbelievable.
And it's obviously defending your pound for pound status this weekend as well. You can't be obviously
That's
giving it up to Mick or anybody else.
If Mick Cannon beats TJ, it's going to be tough to see who, if I win, who is still going to be number one, me or him. But
I think there's like I think when I put it up the other day, I think it was like 5 points of difference, you know, between obviously the scoring, but it's whatever box rate work it out. You may throw somebody 20 quid and say, make sure I stay number one.
I don't know, fuck's sake, but all I'm looking forward to is getting a win on a new belt.
Definitely, it obviously holds the jeans up. Obviously, not that you'll need a belt after the fight as well, because you know you've been planning for a while to go on a food tour and obviously drink plenty of Guinness. How many kegs do you have in the garage waiting for you?
To be honest, I usually do get a keg for after the fights, but I've slept in this one and I haven't even got one. But I'm getting one for next week. Definitely, I love having a keg of Guinness in the garage. But yep, I'm going to be doing a wing and Guinness tour of Belfast. So whatever bars serve wings and Guinness, I'm going to go and I'm going to rate them all. So keep your eyes peeled on that.
And I guess the new thing now with lockdown as well, whenever you go to Bittles Bar next week for a pint, obviously you've got the wee codes you can scan where people can send you drinks. So you could spend a fiver next week and probably be there for 3 days.
Okay, plan. I'll be putting that straight up my Instagram. Get me pints, lads.
Although if Tommy's watching this, he'll probably take an idea of it as well and he'll probably join you.
100%. He'll be here. He'll be here straight away. He's on holiday, to be honest, after the fight, so he'll not be here.
And Sean, obviously, I know the plan probably potentially was that you and him are both going the food tour, and he's going to Ibiza next week as well. So you're just going to have to find, eating and drinking buddies somewhere.
No, won't be hard to find some, I don't think.
It definitely won't. I'm sure there'll be plenty of boxers obviously looking to get back to some sort of normality next week after weighing in for so long as well. But obviously, I didn't want to keep you too long this evening, obviously, because I know you've weigh-in and stuff tomorrow, and you probably got a training and stuff to do tonight. Probably other interviews and stuff to do as well, because you're a wanted man.
Right.
You know. But obviously, for anybody that hasn't bought FITE TV yet, obviously in anticipation for Friday night, do you want to tell them obviously why they can't miss the show?
Because it's going to be. I'm telling you right now, this is fight of the year happening in the Falls Park. Like I know for a fact he's going to go non-stop. He's ready up for his fight. I'm ready up for his fight. He's a tough man. I'm a tough man with love of war. So I can just see it being fireworks. But hopefully I get the stoppage.
And obviously you've TJ and main event. You've Lightning McGregor on it.
It's an unbelievable card from top to bottom. Sean McCombs fighting the guy that fought Adrian Bruner for a world title. Potty stepping up against a tough Russian. We've got Lee McGregor coming from Scotland. He's fighting somebody who's 38-0 or something.
32-0.
32-0 with 28 knockouts or something like that. I don't know. But it's a tough fight. And then obviously the best all-Irish clash in a long time against McKenna and against TJ, which I'm buzzing for. I cannot wait. That's going to be an unbelievable scrap, I believe, as well.
Definitely. As I'm sure you'll probably have to have a case of beer sitting waiting for you, because obviously you'll not have really time to get changed before.
I'm bringing the card and then just drinking that when the fight, after the fights.
Definitely hope it is not too much of a worry. Be able to open your mouth to drink it.
Hopefully.
Get the straws ready.
That's it.
But look, Tyrone, obviously, thanks very much for tuning in and obviously having a quick chat with us before your fight on Friday. No, we'll obviously catch up again tomorrow at the weigh-in. But obviously, all the very best for Friday night and the new.
That's it. And the new.
And easy. The new. Thanks very much, Tyrone. Yeah. Cheers. Take care. Yeah. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.